go back home, go to work, and then everything go back to as it was before.
Well, even there's nothing to change. I mean, in the government, which I doubt really, because I'm sure there will be some change in the government itself, the structure. I mean, of the government. Even there's no change. Even there was no change, I still believe we have gained a lot of things by the demonstration itself, because for so many days, you know, for the students to stay in Tiananmen Square and saying what they want to say, you know, down with Deng Xiaoping, down with Li Peng, that you will never hear before. You will be arrested right away, you know, if you say that.
There's been a
but now you can say anything now, almost anything now. You just
so there have been changes already.
Already, and the impact is very substantial, because people's mind, you know, in everybody's mind, the government is not trustworthy anymore.
What would you want George Bush to say? What would you think his role ought to be, or what should he say?
I wish he could see something to support Chinese students' demonstration for democracy.
What specifically would you like him to say? Would you like him to? He has to be very diplomatic about this. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know. And I would like him to say that I support Chinese students' demonstration, and I would like government to accept students' demands without any violence takes place.
Do you think he's going to do that? He's trying to say that without saying that, isn't it?
Yeah. I think he's saying something in a roundabout way. Actually, he really implies that he wants to support Chinese students' demonstration back in Beijing.
Yeah, but yesterday when I talked with American students about their opinion, I said, your president spoke something on the China's current issue. Yeah, they said, we watched the TV. The President Bush's speech is WIMP1. I asked them, what's WIMP? They said WIMPY.
Yeah, wimpy.
Okay,
yeah.
I understand what they mean. They mean it's not strong enough, and not as strong as Mr. Reagan said to Russian.
Yeah, to what the President Reagan said to the Soviets.
Yeah, a lot of students are kind of disappointed in the slow response of the American government. But I personally understand how hard it is for Bush.
Right.
You know, he doesn't want to ruin the relationship with the Chinese government. But he also wants to support students.
Well, there seems to be a greater awareness in the United States of this, and perhaps because of American television,
yes,
that we've seen a lot of this.
Yeah.
And what role has that played? Do you think that has meant something?
I think, yeah, this really showed the power of the press. During this time, the CBS, the coverage during the Gorbachev, but really is covered by the Chinese student demonstration. In my record, there have never been so long time covered in China. Chinese students have been demonstrated before, like 1986, but there's really not big coverage. And this time, the media, the US, the CBS, they covered the whole story and let people know what happened in China. And also, I think the media in China is also changed. The people, like the Chinese daily, the people work there, they also write the report. Now they even put in the Chinese daily. But now the government, they realize that they don't want to go, so they want to send the army to go to the radio station. Yeah. That's what
I want to say something about the question you asked before. The Chinese people are pretty quiet, reticent politically, you know. Reticent, whatever, quiet.
Reticent, yeah, reluctant to speak out.
Yeah, reluctant to speak, unless there's really too much to stand, you know. I mean, if they are, you know, suffering too much, then they will say speak out. But if they don't, if they just suffer a little bit, they just keep quiet, you know. They don't speak loud. But this time, they really have too much. That's why they out. And once the students started, all kind of people support them because they have the same thing in mind. They just didn't think somebody would speak out for them, and didn't know they would have this chance to do it. That's why the support is so fast from all, you know, all over China.
What circumstances have made it possible for you to come study in the United States? And do you have plans to go back and take place and be involved in the reforms, or?
A lot of us feel we should be part of the movement, even we are not in China. That's why we try to do our best here to support the students there. Specifically, we denote money to support the students because they need money to.
What brought you here in the United States?
We organized a demonstration in Chicago last Saturday, and we collected donation. And also we write articles and to circulate to each other and on the computer network, and also we talk the situation in China with our fellow American students, and we call our embassy and the consulate, and we call the officers to ask them do not crack down on our fellow students at home, and we really regret that we are not able to join them at this moment, since we are here, but we are really doing something for them. And till this morning, from the news, the Chinese students in America, they have donated more than $60,000 for our fellow students' home, and we purchased printing equipment, and we purchased Xerox machine, we purchased the typewriter for them. So actually, the flyers distributed on the Tiananmen Square was printed out with the facility we bought for them. And everybody is very excited when they start the demonstration. But now everybody is very angry when the government declared the martial law. So even the people who is quite quiet before here on Ball State campus and anywhere else in the United States, as a Chinese, everybody feels we should do something to support our fellow students at home.
Are you planning to go back home after you finish your education, or do you plan to work here in the United States?
Some of them plan to work here for a while, and some of them plan to go back home immediately. But most of us, we do think our course is there at home, not here in America.
What brought you to the America?
My husband was on the exchange program with Ball State, and he came to study English department. He majored in linguistics, and 2 years later I came here to visit him. There studied sociology.
You didn't follow your husband here. How'd you get?
As you know, a lot of students just come here to study because America is a good place to study. I think the education system here is very good.
Well, is the idea then to go back to China, become a radical student and demonstrate and push for reform, further reform in the government?
I think the people inside China, our fellow students inside China, they need some outside support. If we are here and we could offer some outside support to them. We can contact news media like we do here, and we could appear to the U.S. president. We could call our own embassy, and we could talk to our ambassador, and we could do a lot of things. We could make use of the freedom of speech here and to push something inside China.
I think the students inside of China, they are more politically active than the students studying overseas. Most students studying overseas, they get so many pressure for the academic, and I think but the students at home, they watch the corruption, the government, it becomes so badly, they cannot stand it. So they think they will speak for something. And the overseas students, since we come to the United States, we look at what the democratic system, what it is, how people can enjoy their freedom of speech and the freedom of press. They really think that the Chinese people should have the same right.
We're under time pressure to end the program. Thank you, Dennis, Xiaoyang, Paul, and Zheng Yong for being with us here today. I'm Larry Lough. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Public Affairs Roundtable is produced in the studios of WIPB Channel 49 on the campus of Ball State University. The producer is John Rouse. Listener comments are welcomed.